Hello, my name's Tim. My company is Sports and Touring. We are Jaguar F-Type specialists, and it is my delight, my special delight, to show you this beautiful car. It is, of course, from Jaguar's Special Vehicle Operations, an F-Type SVR in beautiful Corris grey, also known as ammonite grey, with a fabulous specification and in really great condition too. Let's take a look around. There it is, that's the badge, the SVR badge that says, leaving aside the Project 7, which of course is hyper rare, this is peak F-Type. 575 horsepower, driving through an intelligent all-wheel drive system with adaptive dynamics and torque vectoring, propelling this car from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds and on to a top speed artificially limited at 195 miles an hour. The driving experience is blistering. It is overwhelmingly fast. It's a car which communicates what's happening on the road to you at lightning, fibre broadband speed straight into the central cortex of your brain. And if you can keep up with one of these cars on the track, you are really doing very well indeed. The design touches around the SVR are notable. We've got this beautiful spoiler. It does in fact move up and out at high speeds. We've selected it using the button in the cockpit. These beautiful quad tailpipes with the SVR emblem on the top of each tailpipe. There's the badge again, the wording around the badge there, Special Vehicle Operations, a mysterious kind of skunkworksy part of Jaguar, which deals with their highest performance vehicles. The paint, ammonite grey or Corris grey, looks very good indeed. Very few signs that this car is of the age and mileage that it is. And these beautiful style 5061 wheels with their lightweight spokes, they just say this car is about going fast, and that means the wheels have to be light and the spokes have to be thin, and that's how you get to this particular design. And of course, the highest performance braking pack available in an F-Type, leaving aside the ceramics, is fitted to this vehicle with these huge discs front and rear. It is in very good condition and waiting to thrill its next owner. Let's take a look inside. The car's supplied, of course, with 2 remote key fobs, but there's no need to have the key fob in your hand because amongst the options on this F-Type is keyless entry. There's the button on the door handle. Simply press the button. The door unlocks. The power fold mirror moves into the driving position, and we can open the door to see this sumptuous cockpit. Now, I must say the aesthetic in this cockpit speaks to me just as much about grand touring as it does about sports cars. This beautiful diamond pattern, premium leather with perforations through the leather. And the reason for those is that these seats are both heated and cooled, and the leather there has to be perforated in order that the cooling air flows through the seat fabric and onto the person sitting in the seat. And that's echoed with these accent panels here on the door card. The door card, by the way, fabulous. There are the full memory seats, and we have Meridian sound as well in this particular car. Sitting down is the F-Type, always a glorious experience, and even more so in an SVR. Pulling the door shut, and we can look around this beautiful cockpit. A handy pouch there under the netting, which we can secure maybe a wallet in if we need to. Between the seats, this armrest opens up to reveal a number of connections. We've got a 12-volt socket, we've got an HDMI connector, we've got 2 USBs and the SIM there as well for connectivity. Cup holders, of course, and then this beautiful center console. And in order to explore what's going on here, we'll start up the supercharged V8. As I do so, you'll see the instrument panel do its little flying display. There we are. And the center vent in a moment or two will rise up and deploy itself into the open position. So here on the centre console, well, the pièce de résistance is the shift stick. It's a beautiful design, falls splendidly into the hand. It's very ergonomic. There's a little trigger on the front to operate it. That enables you to pull the stick back into drive, sideways into sport. You've got flappy paddles, of course, so you can always control the gear shifting without taking your hands from the steering wheel. And in sport, you can also shift up and down using the shift stick like so. Here we've got the spoiler button, we've got the eco stop start on, off, and the exhaust valve switch as well for those switchable active exhaust valves. There is the traction control button. Interfere with that with caution, I would say, in this particular car. Electronic parking brake, of course, and here's the driving modes selector. And that enables you to go from the driving mode that we're in at the moment, which is the normal driving mode, through to the dynamic mode. Dynamic mode there is confirmed, and we can see that the instrument binnacle itself turns red, telling us that we are in full-on tutti frutti mode, not vanilla mode anymore, and the car is really going to get up and go in this particular mode. There's also ice, rain and snow, which we can select by going the other way, very useful in slippery conditions. Here we've got the stop-start button, of course. We've got the electrically heated front windscreen, very useful in the winter. Dual zone climate control, and here is the seat control, so we can press the button to get the seat control like so, and go cold or hot on the seat heating system like so. We've got the larger infotainment panel here, and it is sumptuously equipped with satellite navigation, Bluetooth telephony, many media inputs, including DAB audio, FM, AM. You can Bluetooth from your phone and so forth, many different sources there. It's a very fully functioned vehicle, and also has, of course, the very desirable Apple CarPlay built into it, along with Android Audio, should you wish to make use of those facilities. And being the SVR, we can go to the dynamic page, go into dynamic mode, and here we can set the engine, gear shift, steering and suspension modes to our own choice for the driving conditions we're in. If we're on the track, there's a stopwatch feature there which we can use, including a lap timer. We can also make use of the G meter if you want to see how you're driving. You can put the G meter there and see how hard you're cornering, how hard you're accelerating and braking and so forth. And very useful if you are learning to drive on the track is this feature, which shows throttle and brake, and will also produce a graph showing how those things have been used. And that is a great way to debrief your driving, particularly with an instructor on the track, and that's a place you could certainly take this SVR without any trouble at all. It's a beautiful cockpit. Here on the steering wheel, I should say, by the way, multimedia controls on the left. We've got the automatic headlamps, we've got cruise control, and the heated steering wheel button there as well. Fantastic in the winter. It really does transform the driving experience when the weather is cold. And over here, rain sensitive wipers as well on this stalk. Tons of equipment, but all of it ergonomically fabulous. And another very desirable feature I must point out, and that is the panoramic roof up there above us. Lets the light flood in. It makes the car feel almost like a convertible on those good days. But if the sun gets too bright or the weather is too gloomy to look at through the roof, you can pull the sun blind across there as well. And the condition in here, well, it's superb. Despite the car's mileage, everything is in very fine order indeed. This beautiful suede material here, the leather, all of the cockpit appointments are just as they should be. Let's take a look in the boot. Although it's a two-seat sports coupe, when Jaguar designed the F-Type, they really thought about travelling and luggage and boot space. And using the remote powered tailgate feature on this car, we can open the boot and see 310 litres of space in this boot. That's before you take the parcel shelf out, which you might do if you were going touring. Then you've got slightly over 400 litres. And in those volumes, by the way, this useful cubby hole below the boot floor, which lifts up like so. Again, condition-wise, Nothing nasty going on in here at all. There are no stains, there are no marks on the carpet. It is all in very fine order indeed. Closing the boot, simple matter of either using the remote key fob or you can tap the button there and down it comes. Over on the passenger side of the car, again, using this beautiful aerodynamic door handle, which of course folds perfectly flush when the vehicle is underway. We can see again a perfect door card. We can see the illuminated tread plate there with that beautiful light blue Jaguar logo. The dashboard, carpet mat, seat and so forth, all in fabulous order. Under the bonnet, and you might be wondering whether there's something missing. Well, no, there isn't. No engine cover over the engine, or over the supercharger rather, in this particular car because it's an SVR. And the amount of power being produced here in this engine bay means a great deal of heat is produced, and that means that the airflow around the engine bay has to be controlled very carefully through things like the louvers on the bonnet itself, and to assist in that airflow control, the engine cover, which would normally sit on top there, is removed. Everything in very fine order, by the way. It's clean, it's correct. There are no signs of anything amiss whatsoever in this engine bay. And the service history with the car, which you can see alongside the images in the advert, is very fine. The car drives perfectly. It's been through all of our inspections. I've driven it myself some distance and thoroughly enjoyed it and noted nothing whatsoever remarkable or amiss. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a real pleasure showing you this beautiful SVR. We are Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire. We're open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to email, telephone or WhatsApp us with any inquiries, and we will do our best to answer them for you. If you've got a vehicle you need to dispose of in order to move ahead with your next car, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to do that, to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience, whether that's part exchange, selling privately, or using one of the buy-in services. If you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA. I'll close by saying please do have a look at our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm ever so proud of our achievements and the way that our previous customers speak about us. And I will look forward to hearing from you very soon.